The COVID-19 pandemic has affected all small businesses in the U.S. Virgin Islands, but there is help to move your business forward. The Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center is available to assist entrepreneurs and small businesses. The VISBDC is the territory's #1 resource for small businesses and is sustained by the University of the Virgin Islands and the U.S. Small Business Administration. The VISBDC is nationally accredited and provides one-on-one advising, business education training, and technical assistance at no cost. Attend workshops by experts from both the public and private sectors. From idea generation to exit strategies, the staff at the VISBDC are ready to assist you. So don't wait. Call, email, or visit them on the web at www.visbdc.org and Facebook, or simply download their mobile app on the Apple or Google Play Store. Just search VISBDC. Discover how they can help your business grow and succeed.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to VISBDC Webinar Tuesdays with SBA. We have collaborated to bring you this series of webinars to help USVI small business owners further connect and benefit from what the SBA PR and USVI district office has to offer. Just a friendly reminder to put your questions in the chat and they'll be addressed by the presenting team either in the chat or later during the question and answer segment. A copy of the presentation is available upon email request to info@visbdc.org. We encourage you to take a few minutes after this training to fill out the survey that lets us know how we are doing. So I'll hand it over to Senior Area Manager Wayne Huddleston, and he'll introduce our presenter for today.
All right, thank you, Sharika. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this presentation today regarding the 8A program. I'm going to talk very little at this. I'm really going to turn it over to our business opportunity specialist out of Puerto Rico, Mr. Eduardo Torres. He is our expert in-house on 8A program. He monitors the program. He works with our participants that are in the program right now, and he can tell you everything about the process from evaluating whether you're a good fit to the whole time, or what the process would be like and the experience would be like in the 8A program. We're going to leave time at the end for answering some questions though, so I'll stay on and you can ask anything about the 8A program, of course, and then anything related to SBA would be happy to help with that. So, but without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Eduardo to walk us through the 8A program today, and then we'll answer your questions afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne. I just pressed on mute. Can you please confirm if my screen is good to go and the audio?
You're good to go and I can hear you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, as always, to the USVI for allowing us this space in order to be able to share with you guys a little bit about the programs that SBA has to offer. My name is Eduardo Vélez. I am the Business Opportunity Specialist for Puerto Rico and the USVI for SBA. So we basically work with all firms that have been certified as 8A, Hub Zone, Woman-Owned, or Veteran-Owned small businesses, service disabled. And we also work in the business development side of the operation. So anyone looking to get, started in doing business with the federal government, we can assist you, and do trainings and presentations on how to prepare your business plan, how to prepare your capability statement, how to market yourself to the federal government, among many, many other topics. So please make sure to visit our website. I'm going to share with you guys at the end the website so that you can go in and look for training opportunities and register for upcoming events. So today we're going to try to talk a little bit about the 8A program, specifically. You're going to see that there's no way of going around some topics that so I'm gonna try to stay focused on the 8A program, but you're gonna hear me talk a little bit about Woman-Owned, Hub Zone, etc., because they on a lot of things, these programs are, attach one another, in how you apply and all that sort of stuff. The United States federal government is the biggest, buyer, consumer of products in the world, products and services. So it's the number, the global number is around, I think, 400 plus $billion a year that they buy, and they buy absolutely everything from, a paperclip to a nuclear submarine. So anything in between, the government will buy. The first exercise that you guys need to do is literally figure out if what you sell, the federal government buys. Never, put a stop on what you think the federal government would buy, because there's a lot of, participants that we receive that, tell us, I thought the federal government didn't buy, food, like canned supplies. So the prison services, the prison bureau, they buy, canned foods, crackers. They buy the federal government buys uniforms, office supplies. So never, think that whatever you are selling, don't discard, the exercise of going into the next code table that we're going to see a further bit ahead, and figure out if you're able to do business with the government. So the United States federal government is obligated by law to set aside a certain amount of contracts for small businesses every year. That global number is 23%, and the division of the amount, the target amount that has to be set aside is 5% for women-owned, 5% for 8A small disadvantaged businesses. This includes 8A, help zone 3%, and service disabled veteran-owned 3%. This number is being revised so that the percentage is going to go up. So what this means is that the budget that the agency has, it has to, by law, to set aside a certain amount of money that has to go to small businesses. Also, all procurements that go over $250,000 have to go to small businesses. So the 8A Business Development Program, let's try to talk a little bit about the program. So this is a business development program that lasts 9 years. The first 4 years of the program are what we call a development stage of the program, and the last 5 years are a transitional stage of the program. So during the first 4 years, you can obtain the total amount of contracts that you can look for. Okay, there's no limit. During the developmental stage, then a limit becomes into play, and you have to meet a business acquisition target of non-8A contracts that you have to meet for those years. It keeps going up, 15%, 25%, 35%. So this program is designated to assist socially and economically disadvantaged owned small businesses, and it will help them compete in the federal marketplace. When you participate in the 8A program, you have the potential to receive sole source contracts without competition. It's a set aside sole source in which you negotiate with a contracting officer from an agency up to $4.5 million if it's for goods and services. This includes construction, and $7 million for manufacturing solicitations. So there is a lot of opportunities, to land a big contract utilizing the sole source option of the contract. So in addition to you having the opportunity to participating in sole source and competitive 8A solicitations. The business development program allows a firm to participate in a joint venture with another firm to pursue a big contract and maybe go up against a large firm, a large business. You can participate in the Mentor Protege program. You can participate in free trainings that are offered year-round, utilizing the 7J training assistance program that SBA offers. And you will receive during the course of the program, you will receive business development support and technical and management assistance. The 8A program offers a broad scope of assistance to firms that are at least 51% owned and controlled by socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. So the socially disadvantaged part and the economically disadvantaged part are things that you have to prove. So documentation and evidence is going to be asked from you at the moment of the application. Firms that are starting in the program need to meet certain numbers and thresholds that we're going to see a little bit further ahead. So the potential business that wants to apply for the 8A program must be in business for at least 2 years, utilizing its primary NAICS code at the moment of application. This information is going to be verified to demonstrate that you have potential for success. You need to be able to maintain a balance in your business between your commercial business and the government business. So that's why we a lot of times, tell a firm, an applicant, someone that's looking to apply, like, maybe you have the requirements to apply to the program, but maybe it's not the right time to apply now. So you need to take into consideration a lot of factors, after you determine that you meet all the criteria to apply, then you need to determine if it's the right time for your business, to apply. You need to be a small business concern in the primary industry classification NAICS code. As we mentioned, you need to be at least 51% unconditionally and directly owned by one or more socially and economically disadvantaged individuals who is a citizen of the United States, except for concerns owned by Indian tribes, Alaska Native corporations, Native Hawaiian organizations, or community. Socially and economically disadvantaged firms whose ability to compete in free enterprise has been impaired due to diminished capital and credit opportunities. So for the initial 8A eligibility, the net worth of the individual claiming disadvantage, the individual claiming disadvantage when applying, that net worth must be less than $750,000. Okay, that number is also going to be asked for the continued eligibility that you need to prove year by year. So once you enter into the program, we're going to perform an annual review during the so when you submit your initial application, that first documentation that you submit, those months you don't need to submit to do an annual review, because you just presented the solicitation. And the last year you're going to do your annual review all the years after that, excluding the last year that you are in the program. That last month that you're in the program, you're going to just submit a exit interview. That's just a document. So when determining the net worth, the adjusted net worth exercise from the individual, your net worth is going to be when you take your personal assets You're going to subtract your personal liabilities, and then you're going to subtract the sum of the equity of your primary residence, the equity of your business, and any value money that you have in a retirement account, whether it's, IRA, 401k, that is subject to penalty. So those last three things you add up, and then you subtract your assets, liabilities, and that number, and that's how you're going to get your adjusted net worth that SBA is, that's the exercise that SBA is going to do to see if you can enter the program. You cannot have more than $6 million in personal assets. And your income for the last 3 years cannot be, the average cannot exceed 350,000. So why is the the 80 program a good tool for you? How during your stay in the program are you going to take advantage of of the program? So during those years, you're going to identify what agencies buy what you sell, and you're going to concentrate on those agencies, and you're going to market yourself. You're going to prepare a capability statement. You're going to be sending out emails, going to matchmaking events, knocking on doors, letting people know that you are an 8A certified firm and are ready to perform. And the program is very it's something very visible, that the most important thing is to land that first contracting opportunity. Then it creates sort of that snowball effect. Your performance record keeps growing. Contracting officers talk among themselves. So, they say, they keep moving the information around, and people are going to know you, and they're going to contact you, and contacts are going to be, you have the opportunity for contracts to keep, growing. You're going to be able to make contacts, attending small business events, and grow your network for your business to be able to gain exposure to key agencies. And it's very important to say that, it doesn't matter even whether you're 8A certified or not. It's extremely important for you to keep, to be always proactive and keep, marketing yourself and knocking on doors, sending emails, attending matchmaking events. That's the only way you're going to be able to maintain, your firm's exposure, in your industry. So it's very important. We were talking a little bit about this just now. It's very important, not just that you meet the requirements to apply, but that this is the right moment for you to apply. So you're gonna, because this is a one-time and a lifetime per individual opportunity, a 9-year program. So you got to be sure that when you enter the program, you're ready to go. You have all your your firm's in order, everything's in order, so that you're going to be able to take advantage of the contracts and the opportunities that are going to be knocking on your door. So you need to have the capacity to deliver. You need to have cash flow, because the federal government is going to ask you for that first time delivery. You got to have the capacity, your inventory, and you got to have the capacity to deliver. Then you're going to get paid. That money is obligated and ready to be sent to you, but you need to have the ability to take that first step from your cash flow, from your bank. You need to have past performance, and you need to have the capability to demonstrate that, because all of this, the past performance and the references, are going to be taken into place for the potential for success at the moment that you apply. We talked a little bit about this. The 80 program will offer, assistance to firms that are that enter the program. You're going to be The program is going to help you gain a foothold in government contracting. This program will assist you through the business development side of the program, trainings, and the experience to be able to go out into a really competitive environment, you know, and obtain opportunities. You have, I think we talked about this. You will have the opportunity to receive sole source contracts with a ceiling of up to $4.5 million in goods and services. Yes, we talked about things, including construction. So, you know, the biggest takeaway from this presentation, I think, you know, if you're thinking about, should I do it, should I not, is it worth the, you know, the hassle and the paperwork and the time to, you know, if just think about, you know, the growth that your firm will have if you are able to land one of these contracts. So you're going to have to do an exercise to determine, you know, the agency is going to determine if you're socially disadvantaged. So you have your designated groups on top. And then the non-designated group criteria on the bottom. So the agency is going to ask that you submit documentation to prove, you know, where you have lived, and you know, so that you a socially disadvantaged and economically disadvantaged criteria can be established. Personal net worth has to be less than 250. 3-year average. I'm sorry. Personal net worth has to be less than 750. 3-year average income. That's the wording that I was looking for earlier, has to be 350 or less. So that first, the personal net worth is the exercise that we did. Remember when we were subtracting assets, liabilities, and all of that good stuff. So that's on that first line. And the fair market value of all the assets has to be $6 million or less, both at the moment of application and to continue being eligible in the program. You need to be a small business as the SBA size standard. So for this, you can go into the census.gov webpage, and there you're going to find your NAICS code table. So this is going to determine whether you're a small business for that NAICS or not. So it's going to be based on one of two factors. So it's going to be the average annual receipts, the sum of the receipts for the last 3 years, or the number of employees for the last 12 months. So depending on the NAICS code that your company is going to operate within, you're going to do this exercise. So if you do general construction, your NAICS code is going to be 236220. And that NAICS code specifically utilizes the average annual receipt, and that number is $39.5 million. So if you take your average annual receipts for the last 3 years, add them up. If it doesn't go above 39.5 million, you're a small business for that NAICS code. Okay. So the company needs to be 51% owned and controlled by the individual that's applying. The individual you need to be in the day-to-day operations of the business. It's not like you can apply and have some, delegate all the work for the company. You need to be, there. You need to be in control and manage the operation. Okay. You need to prove good character. The company has to have 2 years in operation. You need to prove evidence to verify this utilizing your business tax returns. You need to be financially and technical. You need to have financial and technical capability to perform, and you need to have proven ability to perform on federal contracts. You will be asked to show good character. and obviously an eligibility criteria is basically going back, and finding where your flaws are in this, not being a US citizen, not having the control, etc. Remember, this is a one in a lifetime program, so the applicant is the one who's applying, not the firm. So if you apply, if you're John Doe and you have a ABC company and you go into the 80 program, if that company closes and you open up another company, you're not going to be able to apply again because you already did, as an individual, not using the company. Okay, so remember that at the beginning I told you, like, there are some things that are going to be very similar within, all the certification programs, the contracting programs, whether it's 8A, HubZone, woman-owned. So before you go into, applying and getting certified with SBA, there's a couple of things that you need to do. Everyone needs to do if you want to do business with the federal government. So you're going to go into sam.gov and you're going to create a profile. So that's going to be your vendor profile. That's going to have all your contact information, the NAICS codes that you work with, contact info, past performance, absolutely everything. It also has a dynamic small business search tools section that if you're a small business, you can go ahead and fill out that information. And any contracting officer that's looking to do business with in the federal government with a small business can look you up. Okay, you're gonna identify your NAICS code to be 100% sure that what you sell, the federal government buys. Once you open up your sam.gov profile, the page is going to give you a unique entity identify number, and that's the ID number that you're going to use throughout your every time you go into an application process, every time you submit documents for a solicitation, that's the ID number that you're gonna be using. Once you have done all this step, then you are ready to apply for the certifications that SBA has to offer. So you can go into certified.sba.gov. It has a type of questionnaire that you can, fill out. So it's going to ask you a couple of questions to determine eligibility, and it does that for the 80 program, HubZone, woman-owned. So it's an excellent tool, and you can go and check out the boxes to determine if you qualify for the program. If you visit the SBA.gov webpage, it has some tabs at the upper portion of the page. If you go into the ones that say federal contracting, you can go down and it will show you the programs, and you can go ahead, and search for the specifics for each program. So bottom line, if you need more or want more information about the program, you can do that exercise, or you can call me or send me an email, and I will super gladly send you that information. So all the applications for the 80 program, woman-owned, and soon the veteran-owned small business program that's handled by VA, by the Veteran Affairs Agency, soon that's going to be transferred to SBA. So we're going to be handling, that certification as well very soon. But when you apply to the SBA 80 program, woman-owned, you're going to do that through certify.sba.gov. You're going to create a profile, and Certify is going to pull information from sam.gov. So it's really good, the migration of information, because trust me, it's going to relieve you, of having to do a lot of work. We were talking about this a couple of slides back, that the biggest thing that the 80 program has is that it allows a firm to participate in what are called set aside contracts. This contract can be, competitive, or they can be sole source. So basically a set aside contract is a contract that's, separated and, set aside for firms that participate in that specific program. Sole source, the competitive set aside is one that you have to compete with other, 80 firms. But a sole source contract is a contract, a contracting officer performs the market research, identifies you as a potential firm that can, be able to complete the requirement that they need to be worked on. So they identify that, and then they ask us, for permission. They contact us like, hey, I think I'm going to be doing business with their firms. Are they in good standing in the program? Are they ready to go? Are they ready to perform? Once we give the green light, they enter, you enter a negotiation with the contracting officer. So, it's an extremely good opportunity for you to, get your hands on a sole source contract. You can participate in a joint venture or in a mentor protege if you want to pursue a bigger contract and feel like you're not able to do it by yourself. Maybe you identify a potential another small firm. Maybe they have bonding capacity or past performance that you don't have, and you, on the other hand, have something that other firm doesn't have. So you join forces to pursue that opportunity, and your chances go up. So during the first 4 years, the developmental stage, you're going to be able to pursue all the 80 contracts that you want, sole source or competitive, it doesn't matter. Then during the transitional stage, you're going to have some limitations in the amount of 80 contracts that you can obtain. You're going to have to submit evidence that you are also gaining non-8A contracts. So you're going to have to submit a yearly annual update to, prove that you have, that you're still a socially and economically disadvantaged individual. So continuation in the program literally is dependent on staying, in compliance with all the program requirements. And then, that annual update, that annual review is extremely important that you submit it, timely and completely, so that it can be, approved and you have no problems in the program. These are some resources that we have. You have my email, phone number. Feel free to contact me if you need any additional information, or if you have any questions that show up maybe after the presentation. Also, obviously SBDC, they are here to help you guys if you want to apply in the future. So with that being said, I think we're going to open up the mics for questions or the chat.
All right, thanks, Eduardo.
Yes, sir.
I don't see any questions in the chat. So we'll wait a few minutes and see if anyone has any questions.
Okay, so in the interim, I'll just say the VI SBDC has so much more in store for USVI small businesses. You can visit our website at www.visbdc.org. Download the VI SBDC app on your mobile device from the appropriate app store. Like and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google My Business, Instagram, and subscribe to the VI SBDC YouTube channel for our upload of on-demand webinars. Coming up tomorrow, we have a customer service webinar entitled Don't Lose Another Customer. On the 27th, we have SCORE with content marketing, what to say and how to say it. And on the 31st, we have what is the PTAC. Wayne and Eduardo, I don't see any questions at this time. So on behalf of the VI SBDC network, we thank you for your attendance and thank you for your time and wish you a productive rest of day.
Thank you.